401. I'm Monica DeSavis.
Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Prepare2Repair show. I am your host, Steve Suarez, and joining me today on the show is Jeannine Huck, president of NAWS Animal Welfare. We are going to be talking about the great work that they do with these animals, and we're going to be trying to help them find some forever homes. How you doing, Jeannine?
I'm doing well, Steve. How are you?
I'm doing great. If you're wondering why or what this has to do with home repair, well, realistically, I'll just go with probably nothing. But if you're an animal lover, you all know that they make your house a home. They are part of your family.
Absolutely.
To some folks, they're kids that don't have kids. They're kids, right. And they act like it.
Yes.
They absolutely act like it. So the great work that's done by NAWS is made possible by donations. You operate pretty much 100% on donations, correct?
Absolutely. We do, which we can talk about, I'm sure, as we cover this. But a lot of what we do is help funded by our medical services. But other than that, donations.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Fantastic. If you have any questions for our guests, feel free to text us at 708-964-5500, and we'll get you some answer. We do a question of the week. We just started this that we put on social media. And this past week, I posted a question. And this was, you find out that your house needs an expensive repair, but you're going to be putting a house up for sale soon. Do you make the repair, or do you put a Band-Aid on the repair until you sell? Okay, Jeannine?
Yes.
What do you think? What's your opinion on that?
My opinion, it depends on what the repair is.
Okay.
But just based on some things I've heard in the housing market now where people are just buying and making a bunch of changes, I might consider not doing the repair. Okay,
and just let the home inspector or, see what they find out on that, what their opinion is on that?
Exactly.
Okay, and I mean, a lot of people are buying houses as is, so that might be, definitely a way to go. I mean, I could see a lot of people not wanting to invest a whole lot into something that they're selling, and the homeowner may be doing it.
Right.
So now I'm going to rope my good buddy Evan in. I got to see what his opinion on that. What would be your opinion on that, Evan?
I would probably do the repair, but that's just because I've had the shoe on the other foot. When my wife and I bought our house, we bought it from a couple who knew they weren't staying in the home long, were only there a couple years. So any problem that came up over the 2 years they were living there, they did either a short-term fix or just a patch fix. So after we moved in, for about the first year, we were, I would say, monthly uncovering a new thing that we had to fix. It'd be, oh yeah, they patch fixed this, or yeah, they tried to cover this up, or yeah, they kind of cut a few corners, and it got to the point where it was just so frustrating that I would probably do it knowing that I wouldn't want to put someone else in that position.
And honestly, that's what, there was another woman here. It says, make the repair, you will sleep better at night. And there was another gentleman that agreed with you. It says, sell as is. And another one actually was on your take. It says, is it something that the inspector would say needs to be fixed? And then another one kind of was between. He said, I think you should fix it enough to sell the house honestly and fairly. Mm-hmm. See, I've seen both sides. I've been on both sides of that where, okay, I just need you to fix it because I really don't want to invest a lot because I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time. I'm selling the house, so I'm not going to be here very long. But I also seen the other side where they didn't fix it right, and here comes a new homeowner, new couple, with a little one. And they're picking out colors, and they have everything there. They're enjoying their new house. They're getting the cosmetics, and they're making their house a home. And here comes these unexpected things that they didn't know, and now they're, fixing something that somebody knew before. Right. You know what I mean? That's where I get on, because some things they may not find, like some plumbing issues, like say with sewers and things like that. They may, put a Band-Aid on it or just keep rotting it or certain things like that, where it needs a little bit more work being addressed to it, and they don't, and then it just rears its ugly head later on.
Sure.
So that's why I kind of throw that out there. It's like, it is a catch-22. How much money do you put into a house that you're going to sell, and where's the limit? Right. So it's kind of that catch-22 on that. What do you do?
Right.
And it's not a morality question. It's just, okay, I see both sides. Mm-hmm. And so I had to ask that of, listeners. So if, listeners, if you have your opinion on it, send us over a text, 708-964-5500. And I'd love to hear what you thought about it. So we're going to get back to the fur kids.
Okay.
We're going to talk to them. That's why you're here. So tell us a little bit about NAWS.
Okay. So we were founded in 2007.
Okay.
And I could probably talk for a long time about our evolution to where we're at today. But to make a long story short, when we started out in the Mokina area, we had hoped to open a high-volume spay-neuter clinic. And that was during a challenging economic time, and it turned into more of, what does our community need from us?
Right.
And affordable veterinary care, general veterinary care, vaccines, and spay-neuter services is what we turned into when we opened the clinic. And, of course, we had our rescue-based, animal adoptions as well. And in 2012, we were fortunate enough to find the space where we're at now in Mokina, 9981 West 191st Street, or 190th Street, I should say, Unit A. And we were able to keep our medical services, some of our adoptable cats, adoptable dogs, all under one roof. So, we moved there, and we've grown tremendously based on the support of our community. We started out with, you could say, probably under 100 adoptions during the course of time. Now we're at, this year alone, we've adopted over 1,100 cats. They found new homes.
Wow.
As well as, I would say, probably about 300 dogs. Our dog adoptions tend to go a little bit slower, and talk about that process. But we have a great community, great support. We feel like we're a growing organization, and we're doing what we can to help our community.
Right, and that's why I was saying community or organizations like yours, they're that's why we talked about donations on that, because the thing is you have a volunteer board.
Yes.
Which you're a part of, but your other staff there obviously is they are compensated in some form of to work. I mean, there is expenses in running this, and like I said, the good works, and you're a no-kill shelter.
Correct.
Which is great, and which can be confused with. I mean, there's other shelters out there, but they may have. I don't want to say this. The pets are not there.
Right. They have to euthanize for space sometimes. Although the industry is changing a little bit, their mind shift a little bit. They do what they can to try to find the right fit for animals, even at shelters and animal control facilities. Right. So they're working more towards that. The no-kill philosophy, but we're not at complete no-kill in the industry right now. Right.
Well, my old neighbor lived across the street from me. She and her husband used to, they would adopt the unadoptable. What is the pup what is the dog that nobody would really would adopt? What is, what is that's been here? And she did great work with some very tough ones. Some were abused. They were outside. I think one didn't even come in. And she had like 3 dogs, and they all work together. They all live together. And these were dogs that had issues.
Right.
And there's not been many people out there that do that. So she was just great when she did that.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Those are the special needs animals.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
I believe we have, Evan's telling me we have a caller. Was that Matt, or is that you?
That sure is.
Oh, man. I've got Matt from floorforyou.com. You're on the air with me, yours truly, Steve, and Jeannine with
NAWS. Hi, Matt.
Oh, very cool. Hi, how are you?
Awesome. Well, I'm glad that you called in, Matt, because we were actually talking about you, because not only are we, over here
Only
trying...
good things, I hope.
What's that? Oh, come on, always good things with you, man. You're the greatest. You and Bill and everyone over there at Relentless and floorforyou.com. How can we not love you? Come on, you could say it. You get love. Come on, man.
We do.
But I wanted to, I'm glad that you called, because not only are we, we're talking about NAWS and all the stuff that they do and all the great things that they do, and we're trying to get the word out on some of the adoptable fur kids that she has here, both, dogs and cats. I believe you got something going on that you're helping out as well.
Yes, we are actually working with NAWS as well. We are setting up a donation for them that will hopefully be recurring. They are also coming to our grand opening October 9th, and we've been working very closely with them over the last couple months to try to get this all set up and arranged.
Fantastic. And are you going to be, Jeannine, are you going to be bringing a few adoptables with you?
Yes, I believe we are. Our event volunteers are working on it, and they're super excited about it.
Awesome. Now, I posted some pictures on our Facebook page of some of the dogs and cats that you have that are adoptable, and hopefully, when is your event? When is your grand opening?
It is October 9th from 10 to 2.
Okay, and now hopefully some of the ones that we posted will not be available. We're hoping that they get adopted to Forever Homes,
Sure.
But even if that's the case, you have plenty of other ones that are lovable and ready to go to Forever Homes.
We do. Mm-hmm.
So that's exciting, man. That's awesome. Now, what made you decide to, pull this all together? I know you're doing a grand opening because you just moved in there and you got a great shop over there. The selection of flooring is fantastic.
Yeah, even though we've been open for 4 years, we never had an official grand opening, and now that we moved to our new spot, it was, just a great time to do it. And, with like dogs and kids, like that's, what always tugs on our heartstrings. And it's the same things with the dogs that, people don't understand. They're not bad dogs while they're there. It's generally, the owner couldn't take care of them. And the adoptable dogs always end up being the best dogs or cats or animals that you get.
Yeah.
Almost every time.
Yeah, that's true. That is, and that's one of the things we're also going to talk about is a lot of people, they maybe they're not ready for a pet, and they don't understand what the pet is. They're cute when they're puppies, and all of a sudden the puppies grow up.
Right.
And they're no longer that cute little puppy anymore. I think they had that issue whenever, they had 101 Dalmatians come out, and there was this mad dash to buy Dalmatians, and then they realized they grew up to be, not puppies
adult
anymore.
Dogs. Yeah.
And Dalmatians had their own little, challenges, I guess, at the specific breed. So now I'm going to put you, Johnny, on the spot here, my man.
I can do it.
Oh, I'm gonna get you here. You're gonna probably strangle me when you see me, but that's okay. I can live with it. I'm a good guy. I was talking to Jeannine off the air here, and they, in addition to donations, they are taking bids because they need some revamping of their facility. So they are taking bids for flooring, and you are, I don't know, in my opinion, one of the premier flooring locations and installers on the South Side, being located over in Mokina. What is that address where you guys are located?
9614 Willow Lane.
Yeah, I'm putting you, Johnny, on the spot here. So you gotta, give them a bid to hook them up. So.
Oh, absolutely. I did see an email from them. We are actually currently working on it.
Oh, I know I know what you got over there, and because I've been in that location while you were setting up and you were putting all the little kids to work. I was trying to organize them and get them the benefits and the vacation pay and everything that they need.
That's why it's called a family-run business.
Well, you know what? We could still organize them. We could start a family union. You know what I mean? That's why they call them a reunion when you get them all together.
Right.
So that's cool, man. And when is that? Grand opening again?
So we're doing the grand opening on October 9th from 10 to 2. We're obviously going to have NAWS there. We're going to have a food truck. We'll have product specialists. We're trying to arrange a DJ. I mean, it's just going to be a good time. It's just for everybody to have a good time is really what it's about. Just introduce, see people face to face and just have a good time.
Awesome.
That's really all it's for.
What kind of food you going to have there?
Oh, that's hard to say. There's a range of options we're working on. It's either, you got your hot dogs, your burgers, maybe tacos. We're still trying to work all that out.
All right, my friend. Well, I appreciate you, being on and having that and inviting NAWS out to that event. And hopefully that is a way for people to come and see some of the dogs and cats that you have available for adoption. And, maybe they weren't even looking for it, and they may go home with some flooring and a pup. They got me at PetSmart when they had that too.
Yeah.
So all right, my friend, I appreciate you giving us a call, and we'll be talking to you and see if you can hook them up with some flooring.
Absolutely.
Thanks
for having us on again.
Okay, you can beat me up later on that one, brother. All right, thank you, Matt Pear from floorforyou.com. So, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to hit. We're going to talk about some more of the great things that NAWS does. Repair Show, and joining me back here is Jeannine Huck, president of NAWS, and I have another caller that's calling in, and it is our good friend Audrey. Is that you?
Yes, it is, Steve. How are you?
Audrey Johnson with Home Source Realty.
Hi, Audrey.
Hi, Jeannine. Congratulations on all the wonderful things that are happening for your organization.
Thank you.
You know what? I saw, actually, the reason what got me doing this was I saw that they had a bit of a bad luck with somebody vandalizing one of their vehicles. And I thought that, in addition to doing that, and we have been there a few times, with our pups over the years. So I figured, let's see what we can do to, highlight what you guys do and kind of really stick it to the people that were that bad to do something like that and show, how resilient you guys are.
Right.
And I figured, we'd have them on so they can talk about everything that they do and see if we can get some of the these kittens or these cats and dogs, get them adopted. And Audrey, June was telling me that you adopted a one or two dogs along the way.
Oh, I have all kinds of adopted animals down the right way, or the ones that have, accidentally have, found my front doorstep. But no, it's all, I love animals. They're the best part of life, I think, in many ways. And to adopt one and save a life, I think they end up saving your life a lot of times.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah, they do. They add a lot to people. They add a lot to your life. That's why I said starting out the show, it's like, okay, what is, NAWS and what does, animals have to do with a house? And honestly, to some people, they're their kids, and they make a house a home. I mean, you're coming home from a long day at work, and who's there to greet you?
Your pet.
Yeah.
Your dog.
Yes.
Yeah. They don't judge you.
Absolutely. They don't judge you.
Yep.
Always happy to
Love
see
you no matter what.
Yes. Yeah.
The same meal is exciting. The same walk is exciting. You're still exciting. I don't know too many people are going to qualify with that same description.
Well, what did they say? A reason a dog has so many friends, it wags its tail instead of his tongue.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
That's actually.
I think that's wonderful, Stephen. I think you're helping out is an awesome thing, and I would like to make a donation to your to NAWS also from Home Source Realty. So I will do that, Joy.
So how would if people that are calling in or that are listening want to donate, how would they go about making donations?
They could go to our website, which is www.nawsus.org.
Okay.
And there's a button there that says how you could help, and you just click on it. And we accept PayPal through the website. Also on our Facebook page, we have a campaign called Homeless Pets Critical Medical Need Fund, where we're spotlighting a pet in need every week that needs some kind of special medical care. So those are two ways. And of course, always stopping in. And, if they wanted to drop off a donation, that would be fine too.
Right, because you have the resale shop too. So that's another way.
Yes, and through the resale shop, who, they're also another extension of the NAWS organization. They're a hub for donations, whether it be product donations, donations for the resale to resale in the store, or monetary donations, food donations, anything. They take them there as well.
Well, when I go, I've done a few jobs for Miss Audrey here. Audrey is the one of the most fantastic people you want to meet. She is a great realtor. She is, helped me sell me my house. She sold my mother her house, my brother his house, his sister-in-law their house. And the thing is, what was about her, she was very honest, and she would say, you know what, look at a house. Nah, this isn't for you. Let's go. And she saw things from her experience. So she's genuinely a nice person. And when I go there, she had her, two little dogs that she had, and those were her babies. And one would come up and all around. The other one would kind of hide. But Audrey's fantastic. So if people want to get a hold of Miss Audrey at Audrey Johnson, how would they get a hold of a fantastic realtor such as yourself?
Well, first of all, thank you for the incredibly kind words. And I must say also that Steve and his family are a joy to work with, which is always a wonderful thing. But you could find me either at my local cell phone, which will come to me direct, 708-846-6494, or at my website, realtor.com. I can't talk today.
It's Monday.
It's Monday. Audrey Johnson at realtor.com. So I'd be happy to hear from anybody. And happy to find you and your fur babies a home.
Fantastic. I appreciate it, Audrey. Thank you. You are an awesome friend and a friend to the show.
And Julie, I'm thrilled for you. Congratulations. And I would be happy everybody who's looking to adopt a member of the family. Happy to send them your way.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
You're welcome. Bye, everyone.
All right. Bye-bye. Fantastic. So... Now we were talking about you being a no-kill shelter, and also we were talking about possibly people may be under the impression that some of the animals that are coming in, or they may be aggressive or things like that. People have a lot of different, I'd say, I don't want to say opinions or maybe conceptions of certain. Well, I don't want to get a rescue dog. I don't want to do this, and that's not the case.
No, absolutely not. And when we started NAWS, especially when we moved to our new facility where we had a little bit more room, our thought and hope was to educate the public and the belief that, rescue animals are not second-class citizens. They're the same as any other pet that's in the home. And let's try to work with them. Yes, some of them have had, challenging backgrounds. Many of them have not. They're just looking for a little attention. So, let's bring them in. Let's introduce them to other dogs, other cats, and be able to put them into a loving home. And that's really where the adoption process begins, is, understanding, engaging the potential adopters, knowing what their home life is like, knowing if they have pets, children, what their expectations are from a pet, and really matching them up with the right pet, almost like a matchmaking service.
And there's going to be potentially where this is not going to work for you. You're just...
Exactly. If it's not the right fit, it's, then you go to the next animal that is the right fit, hopefully.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. And there could be some people getting animals for the wrong reasons, and that doesn't work for you or them because it's just not going to be a right fit.
Correct.
And that's, again, there's people just on the spur of the moment to think, oh, I want this, and it doesn't always, work out.
Correct.
And a lot of people need to understand, the behaviors of animals, and certain times, certain behavior that an animal has, it's not aggressive, it's just being what the animal is, or something may have happened. It can't tell you, hey, he hit me,
right?
Or she hit me, or she pulled my tail, or she yanked on my ear, or something like that. Which most animals are pretty good with kids. I mean, my dogs were never around kids, and my little nephew came over, and my shepherd, Beeline, she was gone. She wanted nothing to do with him. He was just, you stay where you are. I don't like you, just hid. Two other ones, I got a husky and a wolfhound. Husky's 3 years old. The wolfhound's a year and a half. They loved him. He grabbed their toy. He grabbed their toys. They just sat there waiting.
Right.
But they did like him because, well, he had food.
Oh, there you go.
On his face, in his hands, and he dropped it. And they were just licking his hands, licking his face. And I thought they were going to possibly bump him or do it. Nothing.
Sure.
He had two buddies on each side of him, and that was great. And they were just, he was their best buddy. So my wife was kind of worried about it, but they did fantastic.
Oh, that's great.
So that's awesome. I mean, it's, again, it's knowing your pets, knowing your animal. And a lot of it is bad people.
Right.
Very rarely it's bad dog, it's bad people.
Right. And when they come in too, our staff works with them. We have a trainer as well that comes in and helps out and evaluates them. So we try to figure out what those triggers are and, what we can do to remedy that so that, again, they're placed in the right home.
Exactly. And, again, even with cats, I mean, it's, some of them are, just, they like to be left alone.
Right.
Some of them like to be around people.
Right.
I've being in people's houses, I've been to and around all different types of animals, and I've had cats that were literally, I'm underneath the sink, and there's two of them right there looking at me.
Right.
And they said, "Oh, we have three. Where's the other one?" Oh, she hides when people are around. These two are just right there, and hey, what's going on? It's like, you can fix that? And they're like on my face, and it's like, and I like cats, they don't bother me, and I like dogs and cats. I'm not one side or another, but I was like, okay, got 2 out of the 3, so it's kind of funny. But now you said that you do. Now, as far as the adoption process, how would somebody go about if they were looking to do that?
Okay, for dogs, it's by appointment only. Okay. So our phone number is 708-478-5102. Okay. Or somebody could contact us, I believe, through our website and speak with one of our adoption counselors. We have 2, and we're adding a 3rd wonderful adoption counselor, Victoria, Fran, and soon to be Lexi.
Okay.
And whichever dog they find through Pet Finder, they can make an appointment to see the dog, and then they'll meet with them, have that conversation, and try to match them up to the best pet for their home life.
Okay.
With cats, they can go online, fill out an application. That's the best way, probably, to make sure that you get in for an appointment, because we do have walk-ins as well, but appointments take precedent over walk-ins. So if you go online, fill out an application, an adoption application, get pre-approved, and then schedule your meet and greet with whatever cat you're interested in. Our cat program is all volunteer-based. So we have a wonderful, wonderful group of volunteers that care for the cats every day, that get to know them. We have adoption counselors that are volunteers for the cats that meet with folks in our cat cave room. It looks like a living room, so they get to, a relaxed environment and get to know the animals and, and find out which cat would be best for them in their home.
Wow. Okay.
And also, maybe it's under events, but we have a Kitten Crawl coming up this Sunday. So.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. And that's going to be at your location?
Yes, from 11 to 3. And we're going to have a lot of kittens available, of course, some adult cats that are available for adoption. And they're always a lot of fun and a lot of energy.
Fantastic. Now, we were talking about, when you're talking about medical services, to what extent are the medical services that are done by your facility? Okay.
It's general veterinary care. We don't have any advanced equipment like x-ray equipment or things like that. So it's general veterinary care if, for vaccines, if your animal has a cough, a skin condition, they can come in and make an appointment and see the animals or for a medical appointment.
Okay.
So we have a vet on staff. We have technicians. We have somebody that comes in on relief and does spay-neuter surgeries. So, and everything that we make, all the proceeds from that is used to fund the rescue.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, when I say I come in and I want to rescue, I find the perfect match, whether it be a cat or a dog, and I want to and I go through the adoption. How long does that usually take?
With a cat adoption, if you probably go home with the cat that day, especially if you go through the pre-approval process.
Okay.
With a dog, I know they set up similar type of thing where they set up a meet and greet. Mm-hmm. If you have a pet, they like to have the pet there, the whole family there. And oftentimes a dog will go home on a trial basis just to make sure it's the right fit.
Right.
And then within a week or two, they'll follow up with the formal adoption paperwork.
Okay. Well, the reason why I ask is because, my wife was looking at different places, and I've noticed that, like anything else, like I tell people with contractors and everything else, even no matter where, no two are the same.
Right.
And I've seen some places that were adopting shelters, things like that. They weren't very quick on these. Mm-hmm. I mean, my wife was looking to adopt. This was years ago, and by the time she was looking at the pup, I want to say it was probably maybe 2 months old or something like that, maybe 3 months old, somewhere around there.
Right.
By the time the process would have done, she would have got it. It was almost 7 months old.
Oh, wow.
It's like it already is learned, or that's the time that you want, training time, things like that.
Right.
So it was like kind of frustrating on that as far as dealing with that. And it was like, okay, you need to do this, you need to do that. And I know some of these are, and we'll get to that as far as fostering. And I think some of these these animals are fostered. And it was just wondering, it's like, okay, did they really love this dog and didn't want to give it up? Is that why it was, kind of an uphill battle? But, I mean, that's the reason why my wife said I couldn't foster. She says I would wind up having all these dogs. I would wind up having these animals because you get attached to them.
Sure.
I mean, how do you...
Foster failures. I'm a foster failure multiple times, but it is. You do have to have a certain mindset and know that you're just making space. Once your pet is adopted, you're making space for the next one that you're able to save. Yeah. So if you can kind of wrap your head around that, I think you'd be a really good foster.
Yeah. That works out too. Because I think we're gonna hit a break pretty soon, but I want to get this in there beforehand. Is being in this trade, I've run into many different people. And I've, working downtown, you have people you'll have 5 or 6 people get on an elevator and they'll all have animals. Mm-hmm. And it was almost like I don't have blinders on because all the animals are just looking forward and they're not doing anything. I'm like, you guys are some well-trained animals because I'm waiting for this to turn into one small dog park, like cage match, and they're all going to start playing. But no, they're very well behaved and don't do anything. And,
right.
It's pretty interesting how, but it's the time.
Right.
Having it's anything that you want, you have to put the time into it.
Right.
And that's the main thing. So what we're going to do is we'll hit a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to talk more about, I think we got some animal stories here we can talk about, because I got a lot of show. I am your host, Steve Suarez, and joining me, still with me, is Jeannine Huck from NAWS. How are you?
I'm doing well.
So we were talking off the air, talking like animal stories and things like that. And she was telling me that how the community came together when she had the issue with the, with her vehicle being vandalized, and people just came out from everywhere that were helping out, which
it was amazing. And quite honestly, we try to maintain a certain level of professionalism, honestly. Right. But when that happened, we don't like to gripe on Facebook, but we just thought, what level of low is this? That people, our van is clearly marked that we're a charity,
right.
And yet they felt the need to steal, and it just was so quick, and people were so responsive, and it just really restores your faith in people and our community. We know our community is a wonderful community, and just between everybody stepping up and all the businesses, and it was great. It was just wonderful.
Well, you've seen them online where people were taking tip jars. I mean, it's just, honestly, it's terrible. And, the good thing that people have come together, like you were saying, that a lot of the businesses you've done work with, like Floor for You, and they're also, with Relentless Carpentry, they're in there. And Relentless Carpentry did some work for you over at your facility for the cats.
Yes, they screened in one of our cat rooms. Cats are curious creatures. And we have, because of the fire code, we can't have the room all the way enclosed. So we had to do something to keep them in the room when they got on top of things. And they've developed a screen system and put it around the border of the room. And that has actually become a template where we have Eagle Scouts now that come to us for projects, and that's one of the projects is they're going to use that same template to screen in our sick cat room. So by the time we're finished, all of the places that we store cats inside rooms will be screened in, and they'll be, still accessible for the fire extinguishers and all of that. So in the water system.
Awesome. Great job, Relentless Carpentry, for doing that. Yeah. And now the resale shop, what do you guys sell over there? What does that do? I mean, because all these little things help, and it's anywhere you can do things like that to raise money for the cause is it's helpful. Oh yeah, they accept donations. There's many things: clothes, games, trinkets. They also have some newer items. One of the ladies operates kind of like a screen printing where she can do T-shirts inside the resale shop. So they host like special things. Like I think this Friday they're having a sip and shop. And so folks can come in, they'll have a raffle basket or two for NAWS to try to help raise money. So it's really a neat little place. What kind of sipping are we?
Well,
okay.
I'm sure it's adult beverages of some sort.
Okay. Because the more sipping, the more shopping you can possibly get.
Exactly.
You give them way too much sipping, they're going to go home and go, next morning, what did I buy?
What did I buy?
I bought
seasonal items. Wow, I didn't realize. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. I bought the whole place. See, that's not wrong. The buyer's remorse in that position is not a bad thing.
Right.
And, I'm an animal lover, and I've run into so many, just going into different people's houses. And, the first thing I have to do is I have to introduce myself to the dogs.
Right.
And because I can talk to people. I mean, dogs, I got to kind of, have a negotiation with, I got to pet them and things like that. And, I've run into many different occasions, and people that ask, it's like, well, are you afraid of dogs? No, I got 3, I mean, your dog, I don't know if he's going to bite me, but my dog's okay. I just tell him right off the bat, I'm like, you don't want to bite me, because you'll just be hungry in a couple hours later. I'm not very filling. So, but the thing is with us is, and even with cats, is everyone loves us coming through the door.
Right.
And then after a while, it's like we lose our, the bloom falls off the rose. We're worthless. Nobody wants us. It's like, okay, you're here. You're coming in and out. But I will tell you an interesting story. This was a customer that I had that was in Lamont. Longtime customer, and they had a German Shepherd named De Niro. This dog was a great dog. And what was really interesting, it was him and his wife, and he had 3 daughters. And when I would come by, or when I would work in the house, and he was there, the dog was friendly and everything. He was this and that. It was a great dog. Mm-hmm. When I'd come by, and we were working there, and he wasn't there, this dog was a totally different dog. It was amazing. Like, we were downstairs, he'd come down there, he'd watch us. If we walked upstairs, he would walk us upstairs. Oh. If I had to interact with the homeowner, which was his wife, or anybody else that was there, he was right there.
Oh, the security guard.
Oh, yeah. His whole demeanor changed. And I told him, I said, your dog acts differently when you're home than when you're not. He goes, really? I said, yeah, it's a completely different animal. Uh-huh. He's like, very calm, and he's very, when you're here, and I mean, he's still doing his job, but he's not, but when he's not there, high alert. He was just on full, and it was just, he wasn't aggressive. He wasn't doing anything. He was just, I'm here and I'm watching you.
Right.
And, he'd come down, he actually watched us work. I mean, it was just
incredible.
It was like I said, the thing is, the reason why I say this is because when you're dealing with animals, is you have to know what you're dealing with. You have to know the breed of what you're dealing with, because I have a husky, and everyone says huskies are rambunctious. They got a ton of energy. My dog doesn't do anything. He's lazy. Mm-hmm. I got a dog. I got a shepherd because I got to get my dog a dog because I thought the one would have and you probably run into this all over. You got mixed breeds that are, or different types of animals that are like, you do nothing that you're supposed to do.
Right.
Yeah. And I would say if you had to pick a dog, pick some of I don't want to say you got favorites, but if you had to pick some of your favorites there, what would be some of the favorites that you have?
Oh, definitely the hounds.
The hounds?
The hounds. Yes, I got into rescue because of a hound dog.
Okay.
So yeah, definitely the hounds. I've never run into a hound that had a mean bone in their body. They're just great. I mean, some people might consider them a little smelly, but I'm okay with that. They're great family animals. They're laid back. They're just wonderful. They have a great demeanor. And also, I just like some of the dogs that have the underbites and the wiry hair. So the little terriers, they just, some of them are just so adorable. And but I mean, you're right. Any dog that we get in, any cat that we get in, it's hard to say, no, I don't like that animal. Everybody loves them. So.
No, like I said, I've been to many houses, and there was this one little dog and I'm not really a fan of, I like big dogs. I mean, I feel a dog should be as big as whatever it's protecting. So if it's protecting your phone, then it could be a little dog. But if it's protecting, I don't know, a big screen TV, then it should probably be a big guy, or a big girl, whatever. Right. So, but then you have cats that can get a little feisty too. So I can't remember the name of this. It has big ears. It's a little furry one, and it's got big ears. I forget the name of it.
The cat?
Yeah, no, dog. It's a dog.
The dog.
I forget the name of it. And this customer I had, she had a Rottweiler, she had a Shepherd, and she had this little guy. Oh. I mean, it was adorable, and the little one ran everything.
Yeah, little dog syndrome. Yep. We have a little one, and actually, we were meant to foster her for a short period of time. She came from a neglect situation.
Yes.
And she actually was so flea infested that she chewed off her tail. It was a terrible situation. And we brought her home, and we're like you, we always thought, we love the bigger dogs. Mm-hmm. Well, she's this little, don't even know, mixture of terriers of sorts. And, she was perfect. She was the perfect dog. And my husband said, after about a week, she went out every time. She had one accident in the house. He said, I really think we need to keep her. So 4 years later, she's part of the family.
Now, how many would you say, because we're going to be running out of time pretty soon here, we're reaching the end, but how many of these animals would you say are probably mistreated, neglected, or just unfortunate circumstances that you have that are coming in?
That one's a tough call, because we do get relinquishments, we do get strays, but there are a good number. It's hard for me to put even a percentage on it, because we get them in for various reasons.
Okay.
But there's too frequently. Anytime it's one time, it's too frequently.
Right.
Especially when we bring them in from like Southern Illinois and things like that. They end up, that's kind of where we were led down the path of the hound dogs to begin with, was because many of them, if they're not good hunting dogs, they're just left out,
cast out
themselves. Yeah.
So I know that, like I said, one of the reasons why I wanted to have you on, because I wanted to see if we can raise as much as we can, whether it's donations, whether it's, whether monetary donations or even work donations that you may need, or even, donating to the resale shop. How does one donate? How does to help you out in any way, shape, or form they can?
We accept donations at the resale shop. We accept donations at our facility.
Okay.
And the resale shop is on Front Street in Mokina, downtown Mokina. We're at 9981 West 190th Street in Mokina. Online would be great, with online donations. If I could mention just a couple of things in terms of our events.
Okay.
If I have a second.
Real quick.
Our Kitten Crawl this Sunday from 11 to 3 at NAWS. Okay. And then this Friday is the Sip and Shop in the Fall Open House at Resale for Rescue. But yeah, donations, like I think I mentioned to you, we're going to start our campaign for our flooring. And yes.
Also, and I wanted to let you know that RJ Graham Plumbing, my company that sponsors this, we are going to be making a donation of $500 to your organization, because it's such a great, and you guys work real hard. And like I said, my wife has been in there many of times over the years, and so you guys are great. So I do appreciate you, being on the show. And if like I said, people wanted to even call up to ask questions or talk to anybody, what would be a good number to reach you guys at?
Sure. Our number is 708 478-5102. And we always get back to folks.
Awesome.
So
Awesome. I appreciate that.
thank you. We appreciate being on today.
Thank you for
Really
being on.
appreciate it.
Well, I want to thank everybody for listening. And if for all your plumbing needs, please contact us. It's Monday. I'm having the Audrey disease. Contact us at 708-743-7426 or at rjgrahamplumbing.com.